Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Saturday, January 28th of 2023. Hope everybody's had a good week so far and is off to a great start on their weekend as we get closer to the end of January of 2023. So, got quite a bit to talk about in this video. Going to go over the current standings of the Stardom Triangle Derby I. We had some more matches, so I'll give a standings update, as well as two teams officially mathematically eliminated. So we'll go over that. I also will go over right quick the semifinal matchups for the Max Heart Tournament 3 with Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. We'll also preview the card for WWE Royal Rumble. We'll also talk about AEW and the tributes that they did for Jay Briscoe, also including ROH as well. We'll talk some about that. And yeah, we'll go from there. It's been quite a week. It's been quite a week. But yeah, let's hop right on into the mix of things, starting off with Stardom, World Wonder Ring Stardom. So, gonna go over the current standings for the Stardom Triangle Derby I. Is little by little starting to come down to the wire. You know, there's still a few shows left, but it's coming down to the wire, to the point where we'll eventually have our top two teams from both blocks. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So starting with the red triangle block, sitting at the bottom, still with 0 points, with a record of 0-4, is H&M, which is the team of Mayu Iwatani, Hanan, and Momokogo. 0-4 with losses to Gold Ship, Classmates, Mai Hime with C, and Prominence. Unfortunately, H&M are mathematically eliminated. They only have 3 matches left and not enough to even have a chance to be in the top 2. So H&M are mathematically eliminated. Okay, next up, we have 3 teams with 4 points. 3 teams with 4 points. And that's Cosmic Angels, Bari Bari Bombers, and Unique Glare. Okay, let's start with Cosmic Angels. So Cosmic Angels, which is Tam Nakano, Natsupoi, Saki, they're 2-2. They have 2 wins against Lollipop and Rebel and Enemy, but losses to Mai Hime with C and Prominence. They have 3 matches left. Okay. Unique Glare, which is Starlight Kid, Ruoka, and Haruka Umesaki, they are also 2-2. 4 points. They got 2 victories over Mai Hime with C and Rebel and Enemy, but losses to Prominence and Abarembo GE. They also have 3 matches left. Then we have Bari Bari Bombers, which is Julia, Tekla, Mai Sakurai. They actually have a record of 2-3. So 4 points, but a record of 2-3. They have victories over Lollipop and Classmates, but losses to Rebel and Enemy, Abarembo GE, and Gold Ship. But they only have 2 matches left. So unfortunately, Bari Bari Bombers are in danger of being mathematically eliminated. They will need to win out in order to have a chance. Because if they lose one more of their matches out of the final two, they're mathematically eliminated. So they're in critical condition right now. Okay, next up, with a record of 3-3 with 6 points, are Club Venus. Club Venus. Mina Shirakawa, Zaya Brookside, Mariah May. They have 3 wins over Lollipop, Classmates, and Gold Ship, but 3 losses to Abarimbo GE, Prominence, and Rebel and Enemy. They only have 1 match left. And being that they only have 6 points, they are also in danger of being mathematically eliminated. They will need to win their final match in order to have a chance. And I'll explain more in detail once I cover each of the teams in this block. Okay, we have one team sitting at 7 points with a record of 3-1-1, Queen's Quest, which is Utami Hayashishita, Saya Kamitani, and Azumi. They have wins over Lollipop, Mai Hime with C, and Prominence, a loss to Gold Ship, and a draw with Abarimbo GE. They have 2 matches left. And then, sitting at the top with 8 points, still undefeated with a record of 4-0, Power Passion Pineapple, which is Nanae Takahashi, Yu, and Yuna Mizumori. They have victories over Classmates, Prominence, Gold Ship, and Mai Hime with C. They have 3 matches left. So, as of now, the top 2 teams would be Power Passion Pineapple and Queen's Quest, as of now. Okay. Now, to go into a little more detail, as I said before, H&M are mathematically eliminated. They're 0-4, being that they have 3 matches remaining. The most amount of points they can get are 6 points. And being that the top 2 teams right now have 8 and 7 points, they don't have a chance at going at least 7 points. So they're mathematically eliminated. For Bari Bari Bombers, being that they have 4 points and only 2 matches left, the most amount of points that they can get are 8 points. So they will need to win out in order to get 8 points. If they lose even one of these 2 remaining matches, they're mathematically eliminated. And in Club Venus, they're in danger because right now they only have 6 points, but they have 1 match left. So they need to win this last match in order to have a chance. If they lose this last match, they're mathematically eliminated. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see if either one of these teams can make a comeback and make a final push in these remaining matches. Because most of these teams have a couple of these teams have 3 matches left. A few have 2. And like I said, Club Venus has 1 match left. So it's coming down to the wire for Club Venus. Okay, let's switch gears and look at the Blue Triangle block. Okay, Blue Triangle block. Sitting at the bottom, 0 points on a record of 0-4, Lollipop, which is Waka Tsukiyama, Rina Amakura, Yuko Sakurai. They have losses to Club Venus, Bari Bari Bombers, Cosmic Angels, and Queen's Quest. And unfortunately, they're mathematically eliminated. They have 3 matches left, but they're mathematically eliminated. Okay, we have one team sitting at 2 points with a record of 1-3. And they are Classmates, which is Hazuki, Koguma, and Saya Ida. They have one victory over H&M, but 3 losses to Power Passion Pineapple, Club Venus, and Bari Bari Bombers. They have 3 matches left, and they're in danger of being mathematically eliminated. We have 2 teams at 4 points, which are My Hime with C and Rebel and Enemy. Okay, let's look at Rebel and Enemy. They have a record of 2-2, 4 points, victories over Bari Bari Bombers and Club Venus, losses to Cosmic Angels and Unique Glare. They have 3 matches left. My Hime with C, they're actually 2-3, with victories over Cosmic Angels, H&M, but losses to Unique Glare, Queen's Quest, and Power Passion Pineapple. They only have 2 matches left. They're in danger of being mathematically eliminated. Okay, we have 1 team with 6 points with a record of 3-2, Gold Ship, which is Natsuko Tora, Momo Watanabe, and Saki Kashima. They have victories over H&M, Queen's Quest, and Bari Bari Bombers, but losses to Power Passion Pineapple and Club Venus. They have 2 matches left. Okay, we have 1 team sitting at 7 points with a record of 3-0-1, and that is Abarembo GE, which is Shuri, Mirai, and Ami Sore. They have victories over Club Venus, Bari Bari Bombers, and Unique Glare, and they have the 1 draw with Queen's Quest. They have 3 matches left. And then right now, sitting at the top of the blue triangle block with 8 points on a record of 4-2 are the current Artists of Stardom Trios champions. Prominence, which is Risa Sera, Suzu Suzuki, Kurumi Hiragi. They have victories over Unique Glare, Cosmic Angels, Club Venus, and H&M. And they have losses to Power Passion Pineapple and Queen's Quest. They only have 1 match left. Ernest Capu, welcome to the stream. Rey Mysterio will win. Are you saying Rey Mysterio will win the Royal Rumble? Is that what you're saying? That Rey Mysterio will win the Royal Rumble? Because if so, I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Let's see. Okay. So that's everybody in the blue triangle block. So going back to Lollipop, their same situation as H&M. They are 0-4, 0 points, with only 3 matches left, which means they can only get 6 points. And being that 2 teams have already passed 6 points, they're mathematically eliminated. Now, with Classmates, they're 1-3. They only have 2 points. They have 3 matches left. But the thing is, the most amount of points they can get are 8. And they would pretty much need to win out in order for that to happen. They can't afford a loss. They got 3 matches left. They cannot afford a loss. So they will need to win out. If they lose 1 match, they're mathematically eliminated. And then My Hime with C, they're 2-3 with 4 points, but they only have 2 matches left. So they will need to win out in order to have a chance, because the most they can get are 8 points, but they need to win out. If they lose either of their next matches, they're mathematically eliminated. Currently, the top 2 teams right now in the blue triangle block are Prominence and Abarembo GE. Now, once again, reminder, by the end of all the match 7s, the top 2 teams from both blocks advance to the knockout round. So there'll be 4 teams in the knockout round. So keep an eye out for that. And then they'll have matches in the knockout round before the finals. Peter McLaughlin, welcome to the stream. Hello. So those are your standings for the Stardom Triangle Derby I. It's coming down to the wire. It's coming down to the wire. They got a few shows with, still a small handful of matches left, but it's coming down to the wire. So definitely looking forward to see how this finishes and see what these 4 teams are going to look like in the knockout round. But it's been very exciting. It's been very exciting. Okay. Let's switch gears to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. This Sunday, we have the semifinals. We have the semifinals of the Max Heart Tournament 3. Your semifinal matchups will be the team of Moka Miyamoto and Juria Nagano taking on Miyu Yamashita and Maki Ito. And then the other semifinal matchup, you have the team of Shoko Nakajima and Hyper Misao taking on the team of Rika Tatsumi and Miyu Watanabe. Really, really close matchups. Really close matchups. Peter says, what do you think on Julia versus Utami? When will it happen? I think it'll eventually happen. I think it will. It's just, I wonder which is going to happen first. Either that or Utami versus Kairi. Because remember, Utami wants a shot at the IWGP Women's Championship. So I think that match is probably going to happen first before Julia versus Utami. We'll see. Julia's getting ready to make her first defense of the red belt against Suzu Suzuki, which should be fire. These two last met in the 5-star Grand Prix, ended in a draw. So should be interesting. But yeah, I think Julia versus Utami will probably be maybe later on, maybe in the spring, maybe middle of the year. But I just have this feeling that we're going to get Utami versus Kairi first for the title. But we'll see. I would definitely not be against Julia versus Utami. I think that match would be fire. For sure. I think that match would be fire. The finals of this tournament will be February 11th. So not too far from now. Ooh. To be honest, out of these 4 teams, which team do I think has the best chance of winning this tournament? Now, I would love for Moka Miyamoto and Juria Nagano to win. That's my pick. That's ultimately my pick to win this tournament. But they got a really tough task going against Miyu Yamashita and Maki Ito. They're the underdog. They're the underdog coming into that match. Clearly the underdog. But I'm really, really hoping that they can make it to the finals. At least make it to the finals. That would be big for them. They've been a great up-and-coming tag team, but Miyu and Maki aren't to mess with. They are not to mess with. So, John Elite, welcome to the stream. What's up, Oos? I'm not really excited for the Rumble tonight. I'm looking forward to the Rumble matches. As far as the other matches, I mean, the pitch black match, I'm not really excited for. Bianca and Alexa, I mean, I guess. KO and Roman Reigns, I guess. But I'm mainly just going to be focused on the Royal Rumble matches and just seeing what kind of surprises we may get. But the team of Rika Tatsumi, Miyu Watanabe, I could definitely see beating Shoko Nakajima, Hyper Misao. I don't think they'll make it to the finals. So I got Miyu and Rika in the finals for sure. So hopefully Moka Miyamoto, Julia Nagano make it to the finals, but we will find out Sunday. We will find out Sunday. Looking forward to it. Looking very forward to it. Okay. I mean, we might as well go ahead and jump into some WWE. Gotta talk about the Raw 30th anniversary. Oh, man. The Raw 30th anniversary even started off with some botches, being that Hulk Hogan came out with Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and had mic issues. Oh, man. That pretty much set the tone for the Raw 30th anniversary. Just with that segment. Bad mic issues. Oh, man. I felt like at that point, I knew we were going to be in for a wild evening. Peter says they should push Mizuki. Hey, you know she has her title shot against her best friend Yuka Sakazaki at Grand Princess, All-Star Grand Princess. Definitely looking forward to that. That'll be in March. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be really good, Peter. And, you know, Mizuki, I definitely like. I've met Mizuki when she came to the States and competed in DPW. So I'm definitely a fan of Mizuki. I'm a fan of Yuka Sakazaki. I love the Magical Sugar Rapids. They're great. But I can't wait to see how they do against each other in this championship match. I think it's going to be great. John Elite says the opening to Raw 30 was botchy. Oh, very, very, very botchy. Very botchy. They had the tribal court for Sami Zayn, and Paul Heyman went in. Paul Heyman went in hard on Sami Zayn. Guilty as charged, presented his video package of evidence. But I think it's safe to say that we can all admit the video package Jey Uso had for Sami in defense of Sami was a lot better. But it was good enough to stall things for Sami Zayn, but only for now. And Roman Reigns was like, we're going to see what's going to happen with Royal Rumble and see if Sami Zayn can prove that he can be trusted and that he's worthy of staying in the bloodline. John Elite says, wasn't this supposed to be all the generations acknowledging Roman? So the word is technically yes, but the word is, number one, Rikishi was sick. Rikishi was sick. And I believe the Wild Samoans I don't think were available, if I remember hearing correctly. But I believe it was a combination of that and Rikishi being sick, which led to them having to call an audible. And this is said audible. I know it sounds weird, but that's what the word was. They had to call an audible due to the unavailability. It's kind of a bummer. It was kind of a bummer. But, you know, this bloodline story is getting interesting. You know, Sami Zayn is safe for now. Jay Uso, who used to not trust him for the longest time, now has his back. You know, was this close to getting taken out by Solo Sikoa with a Samoan spike. But currently, Roman announced not guilty for now. The key is for now. And he didn't want to see Sami's face until Royal Rumble, which, I mean, Sami did sneak in SmackDown. But yeah, this is interesting. This is really, really interesting. John Elite says, I am waiting to see what the end game is with this bloodline storyline. Same here. Same here. And then, very interesting segment next, as we had the Usos defending the unified tag titles against Judgment Day. In the midst of the match, Jimmy Uso got hurt. Sami Zayn vouched to replace Jimmy Uso. Got the nod from Adam Pearce. Freebird rule. Which I figured was going to happen. I figured that was going to happen. And sure enough, Sami Zayn replaced Jimmy Uso, and him and Jay ended up successfully defending the titles and retaining them. So, pretty nice turn of events there. Nice turn of events. Oh, yeah, you're right, John Elite. You're right. It was just for the Raw tag titles. You're right. It was just for the Raw tag titles, which I'm still hoping they get those split up soon. Tired of this unified crap. Same thing with the main titles. But yes, you're right. It was only for the Raw tag titles. But Sami and Uso retained. Made Roman Reigns, I guess, satisfied. But doesn't want to see him. I have to say, that was quite an awesome segment. Hopefully they split the titles by Mania. Oh, agreed. Definitely agree. The sooner the better, if you ask me. How about the segment with LA Knight, The Undertaker, and Bray Wyatt? Oh man. Now that segment I actually did like. I did like that segment. And like I said, LA Knight continues to be gold on the mic. And just being able to see a moment in the ring with The Undertaker, even though he was his, biker American badass gimmick, him and Bray Wyatt in the ring together, that was quite a moment. Undertaker had LA Knight in the chokehold, like he was about to choke slam him. Bray Wyatt came in. Taker tossed him to Bray Wyatt, hits his sister Abigail. Undertaker whispered something in Bray's ear. No idea what it was. But it was quite a moment. It was quite a moment. Some may say it was sort of maybe a passing of the torch, but it was quite a great moment. I definitely enjoyed that segment. John Elite says, was the Boneyard match the last time we saw American Badass Taker? Yes. Yes, that is correct. Yes, that is correct. Good memory. Good memory. But yeah, definitely was digging that segment. Also, man, how the heck do y'all hype up a cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley and you end up just throwing it out by having her get jumped by Damage Control? All that hyping up of this cage match, and then y'all pull that crap. Peter says, I love to go see TJPW and Stardom. I live in the UK. Oh, that's what's up. Me too. And Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling's coming to the States in March in California. I'm in the East Coast, but I'm hoping they will come to the East Coast at some point. And if they do, I'm there. Juan Exilidor 132, welcome to the stream. Hello. John Elite says, from what I heard, they canceled the steel cage match since the bloodline trial segment overran. Well, if that's the case, I hope they run it back. I hope they run it back and actually have it. Because if they completely pull this and then they don't have it, then it'll be bad. It'll be a bad look. So if that's the case, John Elite, then they need to rehab it like either this coming Monday or this coming Monday would be ideal. Otherwise, it will look really bad. It's already bad enough of Damage Control, the stable, which they need to split. You have Dakota Kai that's been in tag team purgatory ever since in NXT when she came back as a heel. And honestly, scratch that. Even before that, Dakota Kai has pretty much always been in tag team purgatory since NXT. Gets called up to the main roster in a stable. Io Shirai, one of the best in the world, called up to the main roster, put in a stable. Not to mention, these are supposed to be the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And since winning the titles the second time via Crown Jewel, they've only defended those titles once. Damage Control needs to end. Damage Control is bad. Bad. John Elite says Dakota was in Team Kick with Tegan Nox on NXT. But the thing is, they only had 2 matches together. Then you had Dakota and Raquel. Then you had Dakota and Wendy Chu. And then Dakota kind of had tag team partners from Io Shirai to Candice LeRae. Like, she's been in so many tag teams, though. And the thing is, while I love Team Kick, they were only in 2 matches together on NXT. They were only in 2 matches together. So Dakota hasn't really been showcased much as a single star. So that's why I feel like she's been in tag team purgatory. And then Bayley can't seem to win the big one even before she got hurt and was out for a year. She hadn't been able to win the big one again. And then coming back, she hasn't been able to win the big one. And she got 3 chances at it. So Damage Control is trash. The talent themselves are awesome. The stable itself is trash. Plain and simple as that. We had the DX segment. Featuring Kurt Angle. Imperium got involved. And of course was dissing DX. I mean, DX, you had Kurt Angle, you had Shawn Michaels, you had Triple H, you had the Road Dogg Jesse James, and you had X-Pac. Imperium came in, was talking mad trash, as DX were doing their DX thing. Then the Street Profits came out, Seth Rollins came out, and this eventually turned into a 6-man tag team match with Kurt Angle as the special guest referee. John Lee says, the DX segment had me cracking up. Yeah, it was all right, but I don't know. Like, it was all right. It was all right. But, they're old. And yes, Teddy Long did come out. He was the one that made the match official, if you know what I mean. Thugging and bugging and high stepping. Let me holler at you, player. But yes, he made the match official, and it was a great match. It was a great match. I will say, it was a great match. Street Profits, Seth Rollins taking on Imperium. Great match. Definitely enjoyed it. Street Profits and Seth Rollins were able to get the victory. And you know what? It was great. It was really, really great. Kurt Angle was the special guest referee, and just the match itself was great. The match was great. That was probably the best match. Probably the best match of the evening for Raw, if you ask me. We did have one women's match, which was Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville. Which, here's my thing with Sonya Deville. When are they going to start building her up? Because it's getting ridiculous for her to just come out and demand matches, and then she lose. Like, can we build her up like the way she first was? Put your hair up and square up. Like, she would win matches. But it's like, now you just have her just go after the champions. I want a title shot. No, I want a title shot. And then we'll just keep losing. Got fired, being the authority. Losing. Like, build her up. She can be a threat if y'all just build her up. Forget all this authority crap. Build her up again as the prize fighter. Have we forgotten? Or no. Let me rephrase that. WWE, have y'all forgotten that she has an MMA background? I'm not saying that she's a Ronda Rousey or a Shayna Baszler, but that don't mean she can't hang. Like, what the heck are y'all doing? Yeah, John Elite, I wonder the same thing. What in the world are they doing with Sonya? I have no flipping idea because it makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm going to challenge Bianca. I'm going to challenge Charlotte. I'm going to challenge the champions and just lose repeatedly. Like, build her up. Like, get her some matches and get her earning wins. I mean, she looks like a whiny loser. And I just hate what they made her into, just a whiny loser. And I don't even dislike Sonya Deville. But I hate what they turned her into. Alexa Bliss sent a warning out to Bianca Belair, which, of course, they have a Raw Women's Championship match at Royal Rumble. The Miz got stunned twice. Looked like a little pansy. And in the main event, you had the U.S. Championship on the line. No disqualification match. Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory. Which, of course, shenanigans. But then again, it's a no DQ. Brock Lesnar got involved, which was so funny. The dude F5'd Bobby Lashley and then F5'd Austin Theory on top of Bobby Lashley. That and of course, on top of him, cover 1, 2, 3. Oh man. Is it? Okay, let me ask y'all something. Has Austin Theory been a good champion? Do y'all think Austin Theory's been booked well on the main roster? Let me get y'all's thoughts on that, because my thing is, I think Austin Theory is a great talent, young, great talent, can wrestle, but a big part of me doesn't really like what they're making him into, especially with everything that went down with the Money in the Bank with him. Like, I just don't like what they're doing with Austin Theory. I really don't. It's like he's the champion, but he's not a threat. And he's not really being treated like a threat. So, John Elite says, nope. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. It's just... And I like the guy. I saw him live for the first time back when Evolve was still around. The guy is great in the ring. But I don't like what they're doing with him in on the main roster. And to be honest, now I know they showed with this Raw 30th anniversary, I know they showed a lot of legends. They had that fancy APA poker room. We got to see IRS and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Ron Simmons. We saw Teddy Long, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Hart. Honestly, where were the ladies? Where were the ladies? No Trish Stratus. No Lita. No showcasing of the ladies? Like, what's the deal? What's the deal with that? I just... I don't get that. I really don't. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. They did have Alundra Blaze. Yeah, she was at the poker table. That's right. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I got introduced to Austin Theory back in Evolve as well. Oh, nice. Same here. What happened to DiBiase Jr.? He no longer wrestles. And word is that he was dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety. I think he came back and wrestled a little bit in the indies, but that's it. But yeah, he no longer wrestles. And it's kind of a bummer too, because I felt like he had potential. Felt like he definitely had potential. But yeah, John Lee, he retired in 2017. Retired in 2017. But like, I know there was a hashtag on Twitter going around. I forgot the exact hashtag, but it was in regards to WWE, the women deserve better, because the women weren't really showcased at the Raw 30th anniversary. They weren't. The most that we got was one match. Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair. And as John Lee said, there was Alundra Blaze and the no contest cage match. But the women were not showcased. They were not showcased at all. So overall, Raw 30th anniversary show, I don't think was that great. I mean, the 6-man tag match was great, but honestly, that's about it. What happened to the Bellas? They were on the graphic a few weeks ago. I know Nikki has a show, leading up to how she got married, but honestly, I have no idea. And there's still rumors and such that, they want at some point to return and have a women's tag team championship run, which I still don't know how the heck they are classified as legends. I don't know how the heck they're classified as legends, but beats me. And they were also complaining about Raw 30th anniversary as well. Just, where were the women? So that was the only thing with that. And you know what? I just really hope that they really learn from that, because Raw 30th anniversary could have been so much better. It could have been so much better, but yeah. Anyway, NXT was pretty good. Indy Hartwell, Tiffany Stratton. I was digging that match. The ladies starting us off. They did good. They did really good. But the bimbo Barbie faked a leg injury then took advantage and got the victory over Indy Hartwell. Did a good moonsault though. Kind of reminded me of Christopher Daniels' BME. She actually did it pretty well. Had a pretty dang on good match between Andre Chase and JD McDonough. I was definitely digging the matches. And of course, this originally stemmed from him interrupting Thea Hall's Thea Hale or Hall's award ceremony for her first victory. But overall, it was a good match. It was definitely a good match. Good looking moonsault. Yeah, it was. It definitely was. We got to see more ladies action. Fallon Henley and Kiana James, Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley, which I feel like Ivy Nile needs a better tag team partner, if you ask me. Or she needs to, be a singles wrestler, because Tatum Paxley, they've been losing. They can't win matches. And Fallon Henley and Kiana James, newly formed tag team, picked up the victory. And this led to them getting a title shot. It looks like they're going to get their title shot, I believe, at Vengeance Day. So that should be good. It was either at Vengeance Day or next week, but I think it was at Vengeance Day. Where's Grimes? Getting called up soon? You know what? That is a good question. I'm not sure if he's injured, but I would assume that he's going to get called up. I assume he's going to get called up. I hope he does. I would like to see him get called up. Who knows? Royal Rumble? Maybe in the Royal Rumble? It's possible. It is possible. You had the Creed brothers and Hank Walker and Drew Gulak. Creed brothers doing their thing. Charlie Dempsey appeared, distracted Drew Gulak. So can't wait to see Dempsey and Gulak go at it. Think that'll be great. I wouldn't mind a rivalry between Gulak and Dempsey. I think that would be a good technical battle between those two. I really do. I would love to see that. We also we got word that we're going to get Apollo Crews and Carmelo Hayes at Vengeance Day. 2 out of 3 falls. That should be exciting. We got Stevie Turner supposed to be making her debut on NXT next week. So we got that to look forward to. We know we're going to get Wesley and Dijak, North American title at Vengeance Day. So got that to look forward to. And it looks like next week we're going to finally get the Creed brothers versus Indus-Sher. So that should be exciting. We had Elektra Lopez versus Wendy Chu. She cheated using the brass knucks, but pretty much it looks like Elektra Lopez has a storyline with Valentina Feroz. Is trying to teach Valentina, you win at all costs. Valentina doesn't like that, but fact of the matter is, I think it's going to turn into Valentina Feroz turning heel eventually. Might take some time, but eventually turn heel. She'll get with the program. Remains to be seen, though. Any reason to why Veer wasn't at New Year's Evil a few weeks ago? Good question. I actually don't know. It's a good question, though. Yeah, I have no idea. But you're right. He wasn't. He wasn't at New Year's Evil. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Let's see. Grayson Waller got the best of Braun Breaker again. Brawled for a bit. Went to go spear Grayson Waller and plowed through the barricade wall. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a specific piece of the barricade meant to be busted through. But yeah, once again, Grayson Waller got the best of Braun Breaker. I think that's twice now. I think that's twice in a row now, because I remember Braun speared him once and he had like a protective Kevlar padding or something like that, or a vest. And then he busted through the barricade. So yeah, Braun went through the barricade. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. Grayson Waller might be the next NXT champion. Braun Breaker can't get his head together. He can't get his head together. First was the Bret Hart-esque segment. Right. Fair point. But Braun can't get his head together. Could equal the downfall. We'll find out next week to see who has the final piece of momentum going into Vengeance Day, since they do have a go-home show next week. We'll have to see if Braun, can maybe get some momentum back, or if Grayson, still stays on top of things. We'll see. We did have I think Grayson gets the last laugh next week. Yeah. And it could be one of those, he gets the last laugh going into Vengeance Day, but Braun Breaker wins the match at Vengeance Day. That could happen. But, we haven't had a heel champ since Dolph Ziggler. So, and that didn't even last long. So, I mean, hey, maybe he'll get the nod. But we'll have to see how next week goes. That'll really determine some things. So you make a good point there, John Ali. We had the NXT Women's Tag Team titles on the line as Katana Chance, Caden Carter defended against Alba Fire and Sol Ruka. Just randomly, Sol Ruka just steps in and is Alba Fire's tag team partner. Random. Very, very random. Like, WWE just, when it comes to the women's tag team division or what of it, they got too many random tag teams. Like, they got too many random tag teams across the board. Main roster and NXT. They got too many random tag teams. Like, it's crazy. It's like almost as bad as like trying to pair Manami Toyota and Lana together, just out of left field. Oh, speaking of out of left field, as John Ali says, out of left field, not a huge fan of makeshift tag teams. Me neither, especially without any sort of build-up. Just randomly being put together is one thing, but just no building them up over time. Just, it makes no sense to me. But Katana and Kaden got the victory, retained the titles. It looks like Fallon Henley and Kiana James will be their next challenge. So at least Katana and Kaden are at least a legit tag team. They've been teaming for years. So at least a legit tag team has the titles. They just, as far as challengers, just doesn't seem to make sense. That NXT Women's Championship Summit, I think we all knew what was going to happen. All a big swerve. Toxic Attraction. JC James, Gigi Dolan was talking trash to each other, and even in backstage interviews, talking mad trash, but we all knew. Big old swerve. And they ended up taking out Roxanne Perez, putting her through the table. I mean, come on. We all saw that coming. John Elite says, it's like you be a tag team and you be a tag team. Yeah, just randomly. It's like, I don't know. You look a certain way and you look a certain way. I'm going to put you on the tag team. It's crazy. But I think we all knew that was going to happen. Roxanne Perez got put away. All is set up. Gigi and JC still cool. Despite them being in the triple threat for the title, they're still cool. But I might sound crazy for this, but I actually enjoyed NXT more than I enjoyed the Raw 30th anniversary. I just got to keep it real. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. And honestly, SmackDown was I mean, more folks declaring for the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar showed his face. Bobby Lashley, The Miz, Austin Theory, The New Day. Karrion Kross versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio actually got the victory. So, that's turning into quite a rivalry. Lacey Evans, 4.0, 5.0, 7.5 returned with her 5th repackage. Oh man. And my thing is, how is her attitude and gimmick that different from her previous one? Only thing they did was just changed her gear and gave her the Cobra Clutch. She still uses the women's right, just I guess now as a signature, which I guess that's a positive, so to speak. But they didn't really change Lacey Evans that much. They didn't. They didn't change her that much. I just do a Cobra Clutch now. So, and yes, Lacey's boots malfunctioned. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I want to be on board with Lacey Evans, but I can't. The repeated gimmick changes and just, I'm convinced that she can't be a face. I'm very convinced that she can't be a face. I think she's meant to be a heel for sure. But just, I don't know. I can't get behind Lacey. I want to. I really want to, but I can't get behind Lacey Evans. I really can't. But we'll see how this 4th, 5th gimmick change of hers goes. We'll see how it goes. Not going to hold my breath, but we'll see how it goes. So we now know who our final two teams will face each other in the finals of the tag team tournament. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus got taken out by the Viking Raiders, which, by the way, thank God they dropped the idea of what their tag team name was going to be. They were going to be the Banger Brothers. And my thing is, how in the world did WWE just now learn that it's a dirty site? I'm sorry, but I feel... I'm sorry. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like WWE can be naive sometimes. Like, how do you not know these things? Like, does anybody in WWE not research anything? Do y'all not research anything? Yeah, John Lee, how did WWE let that pass? I have no idea. I'm under the impression that they just don't do their research, or they're just completely naive. And I think it's either the latter of the two or a combination of the two. Because it's ridiculous. Like, the Banger Brothers? Really? 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 Thank goodness they somewhat wised up. Same thing when Walter changed his name. And yet it's still Gunther. And that's the crazy thing about that. It's still Gunther. Like, oh my goodness. Only WWE. But your two final teams ended up being Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Another random team. Okay, hold up. Who the heck's idea was this? Braun Strowman. While I love the fact that he is a North Carolinian, just like me, this dude bashed cruiserweights, high flyers, luchadors for the longest time. And y'all freaking teamed him up with one of the best high flyers in Ricochet. Who the heck's idea was that? Was that meant to troll? Was that meant to troll? I swear, if Braun Strowman and Ricochet end up being tag team champions, I might have to step away from WWE for a while. I might have to step away from WWE for a while. I'm not even fronting. I miss Imperium's old individual names. Same. They should have never changed. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if Braun Strowman and Ricochet become tag team champions, I don't even think they should win the tournament. So I'm hoping Imperium, which is the other finalist, end up winning, because I'm sorry, after all the crap and the bashing Braun Strowman said about cruiserweights and high flyers and all the flippy people, and you have him and Ricochet become tag team champions, I'm going to have to step away from WWE for a while, because that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. LA Knight imitated the old Bray Wyatt gimmick, with the shirt and the lamp, the lantern, and all that. That was quite an interesting segment. We got a Uncle Howdy sighting as well, which we had an Uncle Howdy sighting on Raw as well. When Bray's old music played last night, I legit thought it was Bray at first. Yeah. I mean, I figured it had to be some sort of interesting segment. And, it did. LA Knight, which, like I said, I'm not really looking forward to this so-called pitch black match. But if anything, I do want to see Bray Wyatt back in a wrestling. I do want to see him back in the ring wrestling. So at least we're going to get that. Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa were in the main event. Solo ended up getting the victory with some help from Sami Zayn that snuck in. Solo still undefeated on the main roster. Don't know if Roman Reigns, how he's going to feel. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight at Royal Rumble. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Did they say if it was a no contest or a DQ? If I remember correctly, oh yeah. If I remember correctly, I thought he got the victory. Did he not? Oh, you know what? Actually, I think you're right. Because KO hit was getting ready to hit Sami with a chair, but backed down. I do remember seeing that. And then he hit Solo with a pop-up powerbomb, but the table wouldn't break, which I kind of felt for Solo because I'm like, ugh, table didn't break, which I don't know. The announce table, sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. Like, I don't know if they have it set a certain way to keep it from breaking versus it breaking. I think it depends on the spot and where they're going with it. So you ever kind of notice that? How sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't? Pretty sure Roman's pissed at Sami. Probably. But it'll be interesting to see how things culminate at Royal Rumble. But officially, Solo Sikoa is still undefeated. Still has yet to be pinned or submitted on the main roster. So, not sure when they're finally going to, when he's finally going to suffer his first loss, but remains to be seen. But let's take a look at this Royal Rumble card. And like I said, it's a small card, but the Royal Rumble matches will, take the longest, at least probably an hour apiece, if not longer. John Lee says sometimes the tables break even before the move is hit. Take The Rock, for instance. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Same thing happened with Triple H as well. So, yeah, which that's definitely a botch. But I agree. I definitely agree. So, overall, 5 matches. 5 matches for Royal Rumble. You have the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. I'm picking Bray Wyatt to get the victory. I don't see LA Knight winning. The Raw Women's Championship on the line. Bianca Belair against Alexa Bliss. I was at a crossroads about this. But I'm going to still go with Bianca Belair to retain the title. I'm going to go Bianca Belair to retain. All right. The Undisputed WWE Universal Championship is on the line. Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. Crossroads. I see what you did there. Roman Reigns, of course, I believe Roman Reigns will retain over Kevin Owens. I think it'll be a great match, hopefully. You know, they've had history, but I'm picking Roman Reigns to retain. And then we got the Royal Rumble matches. And yes, for the men's Royal Rumble match, I am picking Cody Rhodes to win. For the women, I think it'll be Rhea Ripley, being that she was once before very close to winning Royal Rumble. Because you got to remember, when Bianca Belair won the Royal Rumble, who was the last person left with her? Rhea Ripley. So, I think this may be Rhea Ripley's moment to win the Royal Rumble. I really can't think of anybody else from the ladies that I could see winning the Royal Rumble. For the men, now, what would be extremely crazy is if Sami Zayn wins the Royal Rumble. That will be insanely crazy, and I think that will be quite a big pop. I think it would be a thunderous pop if Sami Zayn won the Royal Rumble. I don't think he will, but I'm not going to say that it is impossible. But I can only imagine the ginormous pop he would get if Sami Zayn won the Royal Rumble. I think that would be crazy. I think that'd be really crazy. But like I said, I'm mainly looking forward to the Royal Rumble matches. But I mean, you know, hopefully the other matches will do a little something. But only time will tell. Anyways. John Lee says, I agree with most of your picks. Gonna go with Sami to win the men's Rumble just because of the story. I would not be against it. I would just be shocked if they pull that trigger. I'll be happy for them. I would definitely be happy for him. I like Sami Zayn. So, hey, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. Definitely wouldn't hate it. And then let's talk about some AEW. Let's talk about some AEW. John Elite says Nick Aldis shows up tonight. That would be nice. That'd be nice. I think I'm hopeful that we're gonna get some surprises. I'm hopeful that we're gonna get some surprises. And Nick Aldis would not shock me. Well, it would shock me, but I could see it being a possibility. I could see it being a possibility. Why not? Hey, I'd be down. The only thing we know for sure is we know no AJ Styles and no Johnny Gargano. We know we're not going to get them in the Royal Rumble. They're out with injuries. Doudrop might be making her return via the Royal Rumble. I think that could happen. I think that definitely could happen. But yeah, I expect some surprises. And yeah, no Randy Orton as well. Yeah, I think Randy needs to call it quits. I think Randy needs to call it quits. Kevin, welcome to the stream. Cameron Grimes, Carmelo Hayes, and Braun Breaker are my picks. Oh, to participate in the Royal Rumble? Hey, I'd be down. Especially Cameron Grimes, fellow North Carolinian. Carmelo Hayes would be nice, which I think I could see maybe if he loses that Vengeance Day, I could see him probably then come into the main roster. Riddle, I'm not so sure because remember he had the failed drug test, and I think he's doing rehab. So I don't know if Riddle will make it in. Is he facing Apollo at Vengeance Day? Yes, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So I'll be at the show in Charlotte. I'll be there. But yes, they are going to go at it again in a 2 out of 3 falls match. John Elite says, I'm bummed they changed Gallus and Big Strong Boy's music. Same. I don't know why the heck they changed their music. Have no idea. Makes no freaking sense to me. Especially Tyler Bate. Like, what the heck? I was not feeling the music change. A lot of the music change. Charlotte's music change, I don't even think was good. So, yeah, it's just a lot of these music theme changes just, they're just bad. Just really bad. Like, I still think the music change to Keith Lee was one of the worst. Shayna Baszler's music change is pretty up there too. Kevin says the music changes are so stupid these days. Facts. Same thing with Gargano's as well. Oh yeah, they did change his. Boo. Kevin says, I think Bray, Cody, Rhea, Bianca, and Roman will win tonight. Okay. Those are some good predictions. Those are pretty much my predictions as well. I see you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of surprises we may get. Hopefully they'll be good. Okay, AEW. Now, before I go into a few highlights with AEW, Yo, Gargano's music looks like a bad high school cover. Dang. Sick burn. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. They should have just stayed with Rebel Heart. Rebel Heart. Did they announce when Hikuleo and Switchblade's loser leaves Japan match happened? You know what? That is a good question. I believe it's at the New Beginning. I think it's at New Beginning. And Sapporo. You know what? Let me take a quick look. Thank you for mentioning that, John Elite. I believe it's gonna be at the New Beginning in Sapporo. Let me just check to make sure. But I think it's at the New Beginning because there's 2 nights. Okay, so it's not at the New Beginning in Sapporo. Maybe Osaka? Let me see. Okay, so it's the New Beginning in Osaka, John Elite, on February 11th. So February 11th. It is actually on the New Beginning in Osaka. So pencil that in, February 11th. But yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Want to make sure. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but definitely click on the link in the description. Check out Game Beauty. I'm an affiliate for Game Beauty. For a nice, fancy lineup of makeup and cosmetics that are video game themed. They also have t-shirts as well. Click on the link if you're interested in making a purchase. Use the promo code BlitzBallChamp, and you can save 10% on your order. So check it out, Game Beauty. Valentine's Day is on the way. Get that special gift for that special lady. Okay. Jaleel Brown, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. AEW. Before I go into some highlights and, talk about Jay Briscoe, here's what bothers me. So, WBD finally gave the nod for Mark Briscoe to not only have a match on AEW, which was against Jay Lethal, which was the main event, but now they are okay with Mark Briscoe wrestling on AEW going forward. So let me get this straight. So you mean to tell me it took the death of Jay Briscoe for them to finally be like, okay, Mark, you can be on AEW, on Dynamite and TV and all that. Are you freaking kidding me? So it took Jay Briscoe dying for y'all to just have a change of heart over somebody that made a post 10-something years ago, apologized multiple times, even changed and applied, learned from his mistakes. And yet y'all still wouldn't allow the Briscoes on TV, on AEW, until now, after Jay Briscoe tragically passed. I'm sorry. I mean, props to Tony Khan for fighting as hard as he could to get this to happen. But if I'm Tony Khan, as soon as that TV deal expires, I would never renew with WBD. I would not renew with them. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do it. Tony Khan, I hope you don't do it. I'm sorry. It should not have taken Jay Briscoe dying for them to finally wise up. It should have never gotten to that. It's bullcrap. Such bullcrap. It never should have gotten to that. John Elite says, good to see Mark on Dynamite, just a week too late. Disappointing on behalf of WB. Yeah. And I would not renew a TV deal with them. I would not renew at all. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, but that's freaking ridiculous. That is freaking ridiculous. Just, oh my God, man. Just really? Anyway. Some AEW highlights. Action Andretti and Ricky Starks teamed up, went up against Jericho and Guevara, which, of course, you know, baseball bat put into play once again. And as Ricky Starks and Action Andretti continue to point out, Jericho and Guevara, they can't do it on their own. They got to resort to shenanigans in order to pick up victories. So I think it's only going to continue to heighten the rivalry. But it's good to see Action Andretti get TV time and get a good storyline. I love it. I love it. Kevin says, props to Lethal and Mark. They wrestled the perfect match to honor the memory of Jay Briscoe, R.I.P. Facts, 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 and facts. I agree. Floyd the Bat. Yeah, Floyd the Bat. But it was a nice way to kick off the show. Nice way to kick off the show. Darby Allin put his TNT championship on the line against Buddy Matthews. Thought it was a really good match. Definitely liked it. Darby got the victory. I like both wrestlers. I've met Buddy Matthews, so he's cool. It's really, really cool. Definitely a back and forth match. Samoa Joe appeared on the big screen. And you know what? I think we're going to see Samoa Joe get a rematch soon. He wants that TNT championship back. Of course, he's still the current ROH World Television Champion. So, but I'm sure he's going to get a rematch. You know, he wants a rematch, so I'm down. I'm down. I like what they're doing with Jungle Hook. What y'all think of Jungle Hook? I like what they're doing with Jungle Hook. It's working. It's working. It's definitely working. And they went up against Ethan Page and Matt Hardy. And once again, Jungle Hook still continuing to win. And Hook is still undefeated. Hook is still undefeated. But, yeah, it was just really funny to see Ethan Page tap out. I originally didn't think he was going to be the one to tap out, but hey, I can dig it. I can totally dig it. But I like what they're doing with Jungle Hook. Hey, there you go, John Elite. # Jungle Hook. I like what they're doing with that, and I hope they continue to have success. Honestly, I wasn't really feeling the family therapy session between the Acclaim and the Gun Club. I wasn't really feeling it. Maybe it's just me, but I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. But we'll see how that goes, but I really wasn't feeling it. The match between Brian Cage and Bryan Danielson. Wowzers. I mean, that was such an enjoyable match. Main event worthy, but of course, Jay Lethal, Mark Briscoe was the right call for main event. But Brian Cage, Bryan Danielson was phenomenal. And, each of these challenges that Bryan Danielson keeps having is just, the bar is just raising higher and higher and higher. And it's just, wow. John Elite says match of the night. It's definitely a contender. Some may say yes, but it was definitely a contender for sure. Definitely a contender. But Bryan Danielson was able to best Brian Cage. Wasn't able to tap him out, but he got the roll up, which I was fine with. But of course, Brian Cage was ordered by MJF to take out Bryan Danielson. Thankfully, Konosuke Takeshita was able to come down and help out. Takeshita, another one that Bryan Danielson wrestled recently and defeated. But Takeshita has a lot of respect for Bryan Danielson, and vice versa. And it looks like his next opponent, Bryan Danielson's next opponent. Oh my God, I cannot wait for this. Pro Wrestling Noah's Timothy Thatcher. Mr. Snaggletooth himself. Timothy Thatcher and Bryan Danielson. I cannot wait for that match. Can't wait for that match. Thatch can. Yes. I first saw Timothy Thatcher for the first time through Evolve. So definitely familiar with Timothy Thatcher, but I cannot wait for this match. It's going to be a banger. A technical struggle between these two. Great technical wrestlers. I cannot wait. We had Toni Storm versus Ruby Soho, which Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, ended up causing a distraction for Ruby Soho to take advantage, hit the destination unknown, and pin Toni Storm. Weird. No Sheeta sighting. No Sheeta sighting. So I still don't know what the heck they're gonna do with that, even though Sheeta keeps getting dissed. But yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. But Kevin says, I don't like that Storm, Baker, Saraya, and Soho have more impact in this story than Jamie. I mean, she's the freaking champ. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. But Jamie Hayter has been putting on banger matches. She's been putting on banger matches. I mean, her first defense against Sheeta was amazing. And then, of course, she went up against Emi Sakura on Rampage, which I'll get to that in a moment. John Lee, you and I are both confused after that match because it definitely didn't make sense to me. Kevin says that Hayter Sheeta match was amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. The main event. ROH World Tag Team Champion Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. Mark Briscoe wrestling in the main event on AEW Dynamite on his brother Jay Briscoe's birthday. And of course, Mark Briscoe had a birthday recently as well. And you can already tell, as soon as Jay Lethal was making his entrance, he was already tearing up. He couldn't hold it in. He was already tearing up. Mark Briscoe was being Mark Briscoe, hyping up the crowd, doing his usual entrance, praying at the turnbuckle. I love the handshake and embrace before the match started, but you could see Jay was fighting to hold the tears and everything, but he couldn't. He couldn't. And they put on a match that I truly believe made Jay Briscoe proud. Yeah, these two are great friends. But when the bell rang, they put on a great match. R.I.P. Jay Briscoe. # them boys. Indeed, indeed. I got a chance to meet the Briscoes a couple of years ago, 2016 actually. So, they hold a special place in my heart. And I say, Mark Briscoe did his redneck kung fu and just, Jay Lethal. I mean, this was a great match. This was a phenomenal match. It was back and forth. I mean, they even took it to outside of the ring. It was a nice blockbuster spot from Mark to Jay on the outside. I thought was really great. Mark Briscoe did a froggy bow on Jay Lethal through a table. I thought that was really cool. Of course, Lethal he hit a lethal combination as well as a lethal injection, but Mark did roll out of the ring. And when it was all said and done, despite the match being clearly back and forth, Mark Briscoe, as a final shout out to Jay Briscoe, hits Jay Lethal with the Jay Driller and picks up the 1, 2, 3. And you could just see the crowd go wild. The rest of the AEW roster and company came out. to show their love and support, not only for Mark Briscoe, but to honor Jay Briscoe. And, you know, they had the close-up on Mark Briscoe and just, you know, showing his appreciation for his big brother. Man, I tell you, what a way to end Dynamite on such a high note. Thank you, Tony Khan, for making this happen. Thank you, Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, for putting on such a great match. You know, I can imagine it was really, really tough for Mark Briscoe. And even in the midst of all that, he still put on his game face, stayed in character, and put on a great match. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the ROH tag team titles. I mean, in all honesty, I wouldn't mind if they designed new titles and allowed those to be retired for the Briscoes and just have, maybe have a Jay Briscoe Memorial Tag Team Tournament, so to speak. I don't know. All right, Kevin, thanks so much for stopping by. Join us next time. You enjoy the Royal Rumble. John Lee says, out of all the Dynamite specials, which could work as a pay-per-view? Good question. Probably Fight for the Fallen. I was thinking either Fight for the Fallen or Winter is Coming. But I'd have to say probably Fight for the Fallen. Blood and Guts could work. Blood and Guts could definitely work. Good pick. Good pick. Blood and Guts could work. They could do a Battle of the Belts, but I don't think, they would have to change the format, but Battle of the Belts could work, but they would just have to change the format. But I tell you, that was quite a way to have a main event on Dynamite. So thank you so much, Tony Khan, for making that happen. Indeed. Rampage. We had a phenomenal match between Wheeler Yuta and Hangman Adam Page. Hard hitting, back and forth. It was tremendous. It was really, really tremendous. And I tell you, it really could have gone either way. But Hangman Adam Page was able to not only defeat Wheeler Yuta, but actually defeated him using the Paradigm Shift / Death Rider as a slap to Jon Moxley. John Lee says, which pay-per-view is considered AEW's WrestleMania? You know something? I don't think it's been determined. So let's see. What you got? We got Revolution. We got Double or Nothing. We got Full Gear. I cannot remember the other ones. Oh yeah, Fyter Fest. No. Well, there's All Out, and they did do Fyter Fest. So it seems like the main ones have been Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, Full Gear. Forbidden Door. Well, Forbidden Door, they did that for the first time last year. So I'm not sure I would consider it a WrestleMania. I mean, it could be that if they continue to do Forbidden Door. But the main four that they've been doing pretty consistently, John Elite, Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, Full Gear. So I think it's still up in the air. But if they decide to continue to do Forbidden Door, I think it has potential to be AEW's WrestleMania or WrestleMania type show. But good question. Really good question. To be honest, the trios match, Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal against Best Friends, it was all right. Definitely wasn't better than Yuta Page, but it was all right. But I'm not surprised that Danhausen ate the pin. I figured he was going to eat the pin. But yeah. And it looks like we know that Red Velvet will be the next to challenge Jade Cargill, which, if Jade wins, that gives Jade 50 wins. That gives her 50 wins. So we'll see what happens, but I highly doubt Red Velvet's going to beat Jade. I highly doubt it. I know Powerhouse Hobbs, he wrestled pretty much, was a squash. Not sure still what direction that they're going to go with Powerhouse Hobbs. But we'll see. We'll see. But hey, I'm all for him having more TV time and more matches. And the main event of Rampage was a banger. John Elite says, you think Jade will reach Goldberg's WCW streak? No. Heck no. No. I don't believe so. I will be shocked. I will be so shocked if he does. Or if she does. I'm sorry. I will be so shocked if she does. She better not get to Goldberg's streak. Oh, no way. No freaking way. If that happens, then that better not happen. Main event of Rampage was enormously exciting. It was a AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match as the DPW Women's Champion Emi Sakura, accompanied by Valiant Aki and Mei Suruga, the Best Bros, taking on the current AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter. And both these ladies lit each other's chests up. Both were beat red, all scarred up from chops and strikes. I mean, these two ladies beat the crap out of each other. And even Emmy looked like the ultimate heel in this match. Even though technically Jamie Hayter's a heel. But, I mean, these ladies tore each other up. But eventually, Jamie Hayter, after a couple of clotheslines, was able to hit Emi Sakura with the haterade to get the 1, 2, 3. But you best believe that both these ladies definitely stole the show and was rightfully in the main event of Rampage. So good stuff. Really, really good stuff. And I can't wait to see who they have next in line to challenge Jamie Hayter. Also, keep this in mind. Kyrie, the IWGP Women's Champion, wants to face Jamie Hayter. That should be awesome. Looking forward to that. Totally looking forward to that. Also, there has been an update. So DAZN announced multi-year, multi-territory exclusive broadcast deal with All Elite Wrestling. Oh, so check that out. So DAZN Group announced that it has secured exclusive broadcast rights to top American professional wrestling promotion AEW and a multi-year agreement that will bring its premium matches and entertainment to DAZN subscribers in 42 markets across Europe and Asia. Nice. Nice. So good stuff there. We'll have to see what happens as they're still looking to renew a TV deal as well as get a TV deal for ROH. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, they did a separate tribute show, a separate ROH tribute show for Jay Briscoe. And you know what? I thought it was really cool with the talent that they had on there competing, and also just folks that got a chance to speak about their memories with Jay Briscoe. I mean, you had Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, you had Christopher Daniels, Eddie Kingston, Stokely Hathaway, Matt Hardy. I think you had some other folks. Zane Decker, BJ Whitmer, Prince Nana, Claudio Castagnoli. Like, a lot of folks got to share memories. So I thought that was really cool. John Lee says, doesn't Luchasaurus have a lawsuit? Yeah, apparently it's a lawsuit that has to do with his mask design. Yeah, copyright infringement over mask design for Luchasaurus. Yes. As a matter of fact, both Luchasaurus and AEW are being sued over this, over the merchandising rights to Luchasaurus's mask. Ooh, that could get ugly. That could get ugly. But you had Ryan Nemeth and Austin Gunn share their memories as well. There's a lot of folks that shared their memories, and then they even looked at some packages of previous matches. Like, they showed the Jay Briscoe Adam Cole ROH World Championship match from Final Battle 2014. They showed Jay Briscoe versus Christopher Daniels from ROH Survival of the Fittest in 2016. Also, the Briscoes versus the Kings of Wrestling from Final Battle 06. So they showed a couple of his old classic matches. And you know what? They had a very, very interesting but solid card for this tribute show. I mean, you had the ROH Pure Championship on the line. Wheeler Yuta defending against Hagane Shino, which was really good. You had Christopher Daniels versus Claudio Castagnoli in the main event for the ROH World Championship. That was a really good match. Yuka Sakazaki even competed on this card. Madison Rain, Athena, they wrestled each other. I thought that was really good. Eddie Kingston and QT Marshall wrestled. You had who else did you? Oh yeah, Brandon Cutler and Juice Robinson had a match together. Marina Shafir wrestled. So yeah, interesting but pretty good card. I was kind of surprised to see who they had on here. And you know what? Hey, I thought it was pretty cool. Thought it was definitely pretty cool. But they had a great video package for Jay Briscoe. And just, you know what? It was a nice tribute show. And hey, it was free. It was on Honor Club and it was on YouTube. So I definitely enjoyed the ROH Jay Briscoe tribute show. And I'm sure, and you know what? When you think about it, other promotions have done some sort of tribute for Jay Briscoe. The GCW Don't Talk to Me show I went to not long ago in Concord, they did a 10-bell salute for Jay Briscoe. Pro Wrestling Noah did a tribute for Jay Briscoe as well. So, I mean, you're seeing all these promotions doing tributes or, you know, just showing their love and respect for Jay Briscoe. So definitely love what they're doing for Jay Briscoe. And not only that, it was really good to see that his daughters are, you know, recovering. They're stable. They're doing well. So that's a big plus. But yeah, just really, really good. But yeah, a lot of love shown just for Jay Briscoe, for Mark Briscoe, for the whole family. So definitely thankful. Definitely thankful. Anyways, yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have. I'm gonna definitely try to get that Jay Briscoe memorial shirt, but each time I've tried, it's either giving me an error or just I can't access it. But I mean, I'm pretty sure the shirt has been selling out like crazy, which is great. But I definitely want to hopefully see about getting that shirt. Definitely want to get that shirt. So I'm going to keep trying, though. I'm going to keep trying. Hopefully I can get the shirt, which 100% of the proceeds go to the Pugh family, you know, the Briscoe family. So hoping to be able to get that. But anyway, that's going to do it for this show. I got to get ready to go wash and shower and get ready to head to Fuquay for a gaming get together and also get ready for the Royal Rumble tonight. Once again, before I go, don't forget, check out Game Beauty. Click on the link in the description. Explore, check out the awesome cosmetics that are video game themed. And if you're interested in a purchase, be sure to use the promo code BlitzBallChamp, all in caps, and you get 10% off of your order. So definitely use that to your advantage. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank y'all so much for all the love, support, and thanks for checking me out. Hope you enjoyed the content. For another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by BlitzBallChamp Gaming here on the U to the Tube, I'm Jason Ingram. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Enjoy the Royal Rumble. And I will see y'all in the next video. I'll be sure to do a review of the Royal Rumble. I'll go over everything. So look forward to that. And I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Love y'all. Peace.